ever wondered why in some countries dumplings are the size of your palm? While in others they're so thin they're practically see-through? Or why some people eat them with chocolate and others with vinegar? Today we'll figure out who actually invented dumplings and how people cook them around the world. But first, the question, which country do you think eats the most dumplings? So who invented dumplings? It's believed that dumplings were born in China over 1,800 years ago. From there, they spread to Central Asia and later to Europe. Dumplings appeared in Russia in the late 14th century. The first mentions call them Pelmeni, which literally means bread ear. That's what the Udmurt and Komi-Permyak peoples called them. Russians borrowed both the name and the recipe from these Finno-Ugric groups living in the Urals and Siberia. There's a version that dumplings became popular in Russia because in winter people didn't have to cut the meat. They froze it in small chunks and wrapped it in dough right away. So basically dumplings were ancient fast food for lazy people. Genius! Do you like dumplings? What do you eat them with? Share your favorite combinations in the comments. Germany. German Maultaschen, nicknamed the Gluttony Dumplings. Big square dumplings from the region of Swabia. The name roughly translates to puffed cheeks because of their shape. They often add spinach, herbs, and sometimes smoked meats. Served with melted butter and fried onions. And here's the fun part, the legend. Monks supposedly invented Maultaschen in the Middle Ages so they could secretly eat meat during Lent by hiding it inside dough. God wouldn't see what's for lunch: bacon, meat, lard. That's why people jokingly call them gluttony dumplings. Russia. In Russia, dumplings are often made by the whole family. The filling usually mixes several types of meat and onion. They freeze them for months and eat them with sour cream, vinegar, or tomato sauce. Armenia has its own dumplings, Boraki. These are open-top dumplings made with thin dough, and the meat filling is pre-fried. Boraki aren't boiled, only baked until perfectly crispy, served with matson and herbs. Italy. Italians don't use the word dumplings. They have ravioli and tortellini. Their signature feature is the filling: cheese, mushrooms, lemon. Sometimes they make them colorful using beetroot or spinach. If you love ravioli, hit like. And in Tuscany, chocolate ravioli. But they're not the only ones who make sweet dumplings. In Ukraine, they're called vareniki. And in the US, they even have apocalypse dumplings, canned ravioli. Funny how some people freeze dumplings, and some literally put them in tins. China is the absolute champion of dumpling diversity. In Hong Kong, dim sum. They're served in small portions in bamboo baskets. Fillings include meat, seafood, veggies, ginger, mushrooms. There are sweet dim sum too. Red bean paste, sesame, coconut. In Shanghai, jiaozi. They're fried, steamed, boiled, and frozen in huge quantities just like in Siberia. These half moons symbolize wealth. People often make them for New Year and hide a coin inside. Do you hide surprises like this in food? In Beijing, wontons. Their secret is the texture. The filling should be bouncy, not mushy. Ingredients are chopped, not minced. Classic combo: pork plus shrimp plus ginger plus green onion. Juicy with a zing. Wontons are added to soup or cooked in clear broth with seaweed. And China also has soup dumplings. Poke them and you'll get splashed with broth. Chinese people can even eat wontons for breakfast. In Vietnam, they make crystal clear dumplings called Banh Bot Loc. The dough is so transparent you can see the filling. What's the trick? Starch instead of flour plus steaming. The filling: shrimp, mushrooms, even truffles. Perfect dumplings for the paranoid. You can inspect what's inside before taking a bite. Have you tried transparent dumplings? Do they taste different from classic ones? Tell us in the comments. The Japanese fry gyoza until they're crispy, and the filling includes cabbage, rice noodles, meat, garlic, and ginger. They often serve them with beer. Real connoisseurs. And then there are Georgian kinkali, Dagestani kurze, Uzbek chuchvara, Jewish kreplach, Korean mandu, and many more. Every country has its own special dumpling version. China with soup inside, Italy with chocolate, or Siberian dumplings that last all winter. So who's the best? Let's discuss it in the comments. Dumplings aren't just food, they're a global dish that united dozens of cuisines, and every country keeps its own secret recipe. You'll find lots of useful and interesting food content on our channel. To make sure you don't miss anything, subscribe and like this video.